To kick things off, I'm very, very pleased to say we have a few poems from a group called the People Focus Group, which is based in Doncaster. Now, Molly and Claire are both members of the People Focus Group, which is an award-winning peer support group with over 500 members. And they will be sharing a little of their personal experience of the social care system for young people and families. And just to kick off, Karen, I believe, will be reading us a poem first. So Karen, if you'd like to turn your video on. Yeah, that's lovely. And I'll hand over to you.
Okay, thank you. I've got the privilege today of reading Claire's words for her, and Claire's with me. They did bring a tear to my eyes when she shared them with me, so I'll start to share them now. It's called A Dark Childhood, is the poem, and it's: I lived in a world of darkness. I didn't know where to turn. I was told that no one loved me, not even my parents. I was forever threatened, hit when I was naughty. I was forever afraid. I thought that there was no hope, was moved from home to home, no consistency, begging for help through silent screams, fearing the past that haunted me. I decided to try to take my life. I stepped out to oncoming traffic, ended up in intensive care. It's so damaging being without your family. Eventually, I just gave in. The pain was too much. The silent screams turned to outright cries, but no one would listen, to my complete surprise. My arm scratches turned to deep cuts, but still no helped, only judgment and tuts. What could I do? I was struggling, scared. I'd been left unprepared. I wish I was. Why aren't I dead? I was trapped in my head. The disappointment still haunts me today. There was a glimmer of light in the distance, but it was still quite far away. Until years after, in a foster home where they gained my trust and I spoke out. I worked at my goal without stopping, even though I was afraid. It took forever to complete, but it was worth my while and wait. The people who helped me are my angels. They do not know how much they've done. I finally escaped from the evil. I finally realized my worth. I know I am loved by my family, but I couldn't get that time back with my mum, and she sadly gained her angel wings. Claire has also wrote some suggestions to improve the care system as well for us, and I'll read them now. I think they need to do regular checks on the child or young person to see if there's any changes in behaviour. I think they need to be more aware of how the child feels and do more visits where they are staying. They need to work harder with the child or young person to find out what is actually going on for them in their families, etc. They need to ensure full DBS checks are done on the family and extended family to be sure there are no previous convictions. And those are Claire's words today.
Lovely, thank you very much, Claire, for that beautiful poem. It's really important to hear your experiences so beautifully expressed. And thank you, Karen, as well, for your reading. Molly, I believe we have a poem from you as well, if you'd like to turn on your microphone.
Should I do the video thing?
Yes, if you're happy as well. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Hiya.
Everyone in life has dealt a different card. Some people have life easy like me, some people have it hard. Life is full of tears, my tears to the scars. I don't have that fancy lifestyle, won't have those fancy cars. My life is a fairy tale, more like a scary dream. 20 years old, you couldn't imagine what I've seen. My life is worse than a prison sentence, so I wonder what it could have been. If I got like the normal kids, I could have been such a happy teen. Instead, I'm living in a home where nobody shares, living a scary life where it seems like nobody cares. The closest thing to family is different members of staff. They're all trying to change me, send me on a different path. But what they do not realise is damage has been done. Question whether to change my life or end up with a gun. It'd only take one bullet and my life would be over. I wish my parents were normal, I wish my mum was sober. Drinking every night, every day and doing over. Dad in out of prison and doing different drugs, and they wonder why I'm hanging out with these little thugs. I try and switch my emotions off and act like I don't care, but I'm just a little girl and I wish that they was there. It's therefore that I'm angry, it's therefore that I swear Mummy and Daddy should have changed for me, not get me put in care. I'm angry all the time, sometimes I scream, sometimes I cry. People expect me to forgive them, but I won't until I die. And I can't remember the rest. My brain's gone. That is it.
That was great, Molly. That was amazing that you were doing it all from memory. Again, thank you for expressing your experiences and your words there. It's beautiful rhythm as well in that piece. So thank you very much for sharing your work. Thank you, Molly.
Yeah.
Thank you.